Go. Go is the command, and preach the gospel to all nations. Proclaim the only gospel that can save to those who are perishing in their sins. The reality is, however, that the majority of the unreached live in some of the hardest places in the world. Not just hard places to get to, but hard places in which to live. Over 1.3 billion live in extreme poverty in the world's poorest communities. Life is extremely hard. Life expectancy is low, crime is high, drug and alcohol addiction is rampant, and mental health issues, abuse and neglect are widespread. Even in some of the wealthiest cities on the planet, there are going to be communities in which people are ensnared in a cycle of deep, entrenched poverty. Communities plagued not just by poverty, but also by shame and often fear. Many of those who call these hard places home often feel forgotten and overlooked. From rural tribal villages in Tajikistan, to Pakistani refugees hiding in the shadows of Bangkok, to the vast swathes of Indian slums. These are the hard places, but may they not be forgotten places. May the church not be guilty of forgetting those whom the world often does. And so we're called to be faithful to the call to go and preach the gospel to all nations. It means we ought to be ready to go to the hardest places in the world. For in these communities, we'll find many things. We'll see men and women trying their hardest to make ends meet. We'll see kids playing and laughing and kicking around a ball, often in their bare feet. We'll see needles on the floor and empty bottles paving the streets. We might even see NGOs seeking to help. But one thing we most likely will not see is a healthy, gospel-centered, thriving local church. And the churches that do exist all too often are peddling an empty and dangerous myth of a prosperity gospel that offers no lasting hope. And often missionaries that do go tend to focus solely on alleviating the symptoms of poverty. However, the greatest problem for those living in these communities is the greatest problem faced by all of mankind. It's the problem of sin. And what these communities need are true churches committed to preaching the true gospel, disciple-making communities pursuing holiness together, indigenous pastors raised up, equipped, and supported, covenanted communities that lift people's sights from their struggles to their Savior. We're called to go, not to offer our pity, but to offer an inheritance that is unfading, a hope that is secure, a gospel that saves.